morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. This is the news for Guatemala. This news goes over the past few days, from today, I believe, back to Thursday of this week, Thursday or Wednesday of this week. First story. This one's entitled, "The Guatemalan President, I Don't Believe the United States is an Ally of Guatemala," by Rafael Bernal. One day ago, Guatemalan President Alejandro Giammattei said Thursday that the United States does not respect the Central American country. The Guatemalan president stated, "I don't believe the U.S. is an ally of Guatemala." Speaking via Zoom with Jason Marzak, director of Atlantic Council's Adrian Arch Latin American Center, Giammattei was sharply critical of the United States for withholding aid from Guatemala during the coronavirus pandemic. "Guatemala is an ally of the United States, but I don't believe the U.S. is an ally to Guatemala because they don't treat us like one," stated Giammattei. "We've seen how they've assisted other countries with ventilators, and we haven't gotten a dime from them. Not even one single mask from the United States. We don't feel appreciated." Although Guatemala has not officially received aid from the United States, the country has received at least 119 deportees who have tested positive for COVID-19. Deportation flights based on a bilateral agreement signed by Giammattei's predecessor were controversial before the pandemic. Guatemala has on several occasions ordered the flights halted due to coronavirus fears, only to have the flights reinstated with assurances from the United States officials. Giammattei, who assumed office in January, campaigned partly on rescinding the deportation agreement modeled after the Safe Third Country agreement in place between the United States and Canada. Guatemala was one of the first countries in the hemisphere to enact social distancing measures, but Giammattei said his government was aware that even those measures would have limited effectiveness given the state of the country's healthcare system. Fears of importing infection through deportation flights have grown in Guatemala to the point where people have ostracized newly arrived migrants as potential carriers of the coronavirus, reported Voice of America. Giammattei hinted at negligence by U.S. officials by not effectively filtering infected migrants from deportation flights. He states, "We understand the United States wants to deport people, but what we don't understand is why they send flights all contaminated," Giammattei said. U.S. manifested its commitment to Guatemala after Giammattei's criticism. This is from the EFE agency one day ago. Guatemala, and this is as of the 31st. The United States ambassador to Guatemala's Luis Arriaga declared on Thursday his country's commitment to Guatemalan people and assured that he works in association with the government of the president, Alejandro Giammattei. Arriaga's words, expressed in a press release from the United States Embassy, were released hours after Giammattei criticized the United States' support for the Central American nation. "The United States' commitment to the health and prosperity of the Guatemalan people," said the diplomat. Arriaga added that the United States is working in partnership with the government of Guatemala to combat the COVID-19 outbreak, and reiterated that they hope to continue with joint efforts in a wide range of programs and projects to improve the lives of all Guatemalans. The U.S. Embassy recalled that there are currently 6 programs to support Guatemalans in a statement in response to the United States Embassy to multiple inquiries about COVID-19 assistance to Guatemala. Guatemalans face dilemma between health and economy. This story is by Margarita Giron with Lahora.gt, and it's dated as of a couple of days ago. Several Guatemalans must go out to work during the emergency to try to generate income and being part of the essential sectors that continue to provide services. President Alejandro Giammattei confirmed last night that the number of infections in the country exceeded 2,000 cases. In addition, the president made a call to the population to avoid the agglomerations such as those registered yesterday in markets, supermarkets, and bank agencies, which were deported after the 3-day closure decree after announcing on May 14th that the country had entered the migration stage. However, the population has not only been mobilized to make purchases, they also go out to work despite the risk of contagion. The economist Ricardo Barrientos explained that in this situation, people are making a survival decision. They prefer to get sick from coronavirus than to starve. One of the most recent cases in this from the KP Textile Maquila in San Miguel Petapa, which was registered 24 cases, although there were no pronouncement in which they were announced, it had to be closed by the authorities at the risk of more contagions in the minus 900 workers who were in the textile company. Today, workers in the Maquila demonstrated in front of the factory facilities, expressing fear for a possible closure of the factory, worried about their jobs, and asked not to be stigmatized. Other public and private entities that are already being affected by cases of COVID-19 and their workers, the Superintendents of Tax Administration, Ministry of Public Finance, Farmacias Cruz Verde Novex, restaurants such as Patsy and Zurich Cafeteria, as well as food company industries and supermarkets are some of the entities that have reported cases in your collaborators. This situation has led to them to activate security protocols and in some cases to temporarily suspend operations to avoid more cases, even if this means cost and implications for the production and operation of the affected companies. Although the president announced a few weeks ago on Sunday, May 3rd, that he was analyzing a possible opening of public transport and other sectors of the economy and therefore the generation of protocols, a situation that caused controversy in various sectors, the issue was not addressed again by the president. That day, he had said that the first protocol for public transportation would be presented on Wednesday, May 6th. Giammattei mentioned in his message on Sunday that the opening of the country will be gradually activated by activity. Necessarily, each opening will result in new contacts, he said. By Hedy Quino. La Hora da GT. While the government has not executed $700 million for the food assistance program for vulnerable families suffering from the effects of COVID-19, and while hundreds of people take to the streets to wave white flags in the hope that those who see them will give away food, the deputies of the Congress of the Republic enjoy barbecue, ham, and seafood from their offices. According to records of low-value purchases found in the state's procurement and acquisition information systems, Guatacompras, the legislative body, spent around 12 quetzales or 12,560 to serve food at meetings of the board of directors and other deputies during the COVID-19 health emergency. These meetings were held after March 13th, the date on which the first case of the country became known. According to purchases of the Guatacompras publication number, at the April 28th meeting of the board of directors chaired by Alan Rodriguez, 3 grills of the La Estancia restaurant were served for a value of 1,000 quetzales, 349 for the deputy Sofia Hernandez, Luis Rosales, Armando Castillo, Santiago Nahara, Rodriguez, and 3 directors. Other tastes consumed by the Rodriguez directive on May 12th during a meeting of President Rodriguez with the board. Private sausages were tasted, 2 pounds of chorizo, 5 pounds of turkey ham, and 1 pound of pork ham for an amount of 497 quetzales purchased at La Astoria, according to the note. According to the purchase MPG, on May 8th, the board of directors ordered by snacks, drinks, and commercial Alejandro 20 bags of dehydrated Jamaican rolls to prepare soft drinks and 4 cans of cashew seeds for a total of 1,036 quetzales. Okay, everybody, whoever's watching my channel right now and watching this video, I want you to check out a young man who is in Guatemala right now. I believe he's in Guatemala City. He is only 13 years old, and he has a website, a YouTube channel that I want you guys to check out. It's called Los Lentes 2. Los Lentes 2. I will leave it here, leave it before in the description. I want you to check this young man out and see what he has going on in Guatemala. Okay, I also wanted to stop and take a second to let people know, I've gotten a lot of text and comments yesterday about my video on being a YouTuber after 1 year. And I hope I am motivating some people to go ahead and just do it. You know, again, just start with your camera. You don't need expensive cameras or microphones or whatever. You just start and you graduate and get better and better and better. It's better to practice when you're not spending money. You know what I mean? Get better without spending that money. Don't just spend the money. That's not going to make you good. You know, I'm learning something every day. One thing though I do want to mention is I don't do the sub for sub. You know, every once in a while, and I don't know how YouTube knows it, and it puts it in my spam automatically. I don't do sub for sub. You know, and sub for sub just means, okay, hey, I'll subscribe to you if you subscribe to me. That's not how I want to do it. I want to grow this channel organically. If you like what I'm putting out, if you like my content and you're getting some benefit from it, subscribe. You know, everybody who subscribes to me, I click on yours just so you know, just so I can see who you are and see if you have a channel yourself, whether you're starting or you have 1,000. I want to take a look at it and see what you have going on. And if it's something that interests me, I'll subscribe. But I don't do the, you know, click for me and I click for you. So just so you know, I just want to put that out there. But if anybody needs assistance getting started, time permitted, again, I've already told you that it takes hours to put some of this stuff out between editing and setting up the lights and all this good stuff. So, I'm here to help anybody who asks for my assistance. Let me give you some tips or whatever, what I've learned anyway. I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm just barely getting to 900 now. So after 1 year. So if anybody has any idea how long it'll take, you know, it's quicker for some. It depends on your subject matter. And here's the key also. You have to stick with one subject. Now, I haven't grown as fast as I should have because I jumped around and I moved subjects. When I started on one subject, and this is what you want to do, focus on one thing. So it started off as Medellin. If I was still in Medellin, I'd be doing a whole lot better because then I would be focused on Medellin and Colombia in general. But when I left and I went to Vietnam and I came back to Texas, you know, and I'm in the Bahamas or Puerto Rico or wherever else I'm traveling around the States, and you know, and I've done it for business also. Wherever I am, you screw up the algorithm. So the people who signed up for you for Guatemala aren't going to see Guatemala. The people that signed up for you for Medellin aren't going to see Medellin, and they may drop off. You know, and every once in a while I'll see one that'll fall off and a couple more come. But you know, right now it's hard to travel. So I'm still refocusing. I want to make sure that I acknowledge the people from Guatemala. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I promise you. I have more coming for Guatemala. I'm trying to get someone who's there on the ground, boots on the ground, that can give me feedback from there. But again, hopefully this young man at Lentes gave you an idea as to what information is there to be shared. And I'm watching the news constant, so I'm always watching. Number one, I'm watching open the borders. I'm watching to see when you guys open the borders, but it really doesn't matter until we both open the borders. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you're getting any benefit at all out of my videos. Subscribe, comment, share. I'm just not going to grow that fast if you don't share. So much appreciated.